Repainting dolls the way as shown in this video requires materials that can be harmful and toxic. These materials should only be used by adults and don't belong in the hands of children. Make sure to only use them with care and protect yourself as far as possible. Inform yourself before using them about possible damage that they could cause to your health.
Though I was really happy how the first wheel challenge doll turned out, I thought, let's make a second one. It may be a huge surprise for you, but for that, I took out the spinning wheel app again. And the results were Gulia with fake hair, so the typical hair I would use for a doll. For her makeup, I had to look outside, which was a bit. Why did I even have this idea? Yeah, and then she should wear homeware out of lace with lace decorations. Let's say I wasn't completely happy with this first round, so I decided to make a second one. This time we had Draculaura with hair out of embroidery thread. For the face up, for the repaint, I had to use makeup. And yeah, for the dress, it would have been a top and a shirt made out of plastic again and with fake flowers for decorations. I'm I wasn't totally onto it. It was quite nice, but it wasn't the thing I thought, yeah, let's do it. So I made a third attempt. And now finally we were onto something. A Cleo Denai doll with hair and makeup that I had to search outside in the garden in a business dress out of embroidery thread and decorated with rhinestones. So this was the moment when I decided to make the Draculaura. Because, for obvious reasons, I think. I maybe will make another doll, or I will be make a doll where I look for everything outside, but not now. Not this time. I'm sorry. But let's start with our Draculaura. So, when my granny died in 2010, all of her embroidery thread went to me. And let's say I still have quite a lot because embroidery thread isn't the thing I use the most. So I decided pink, green, or blue would be nice, and then I made a new wheel to decide which we should use. And to be fair, it was exactly the color combination I hoped for, so I was a bit happy about it. Though I wasn't quite sure about how well the makeup will work on a vinyl doll head, I tried it out, and yeah, let's say the lipstick wasn't working even with MSC on it, so I didn't use that. But the rest of it worked quite well. So I thought, let's give it a try. It will be interesting, but let's give it a try. I made the reroute off camera just because it took long time, a really long time. And yeah, then I first started shading with some different eyeshadows I had laying around, and it may surprise you, but because I'm a natural beauty and I don't have to use a lot of makeup, I don't have a lot of makeup around. Okay, let's stop joking. For obvious reasons, I don't have a lot of makeup in my house. I do have some, and that limited my color palette quite a lot. I wasn't very into buying some new stuff for her. I mainly have stuff lying around that friends gifted to me or that I bought because I sometimes had from my hairdresser times. So I have a little bit of makeup. And the only thing I had eyeliner wise was a very creamy stick thing. Back when I was a goth and I used makeup myself, I only had these wooden pencils that you have to sharpen. But yeah, because I normally just paint on plastic these days, I only had this very creamy, very strange thing laying around. Eh, Let's say the makeup was a little bit heavy. Not only heavy handed, but her eyes were quite dark afterwards. And for around 2 days, I tried my best to make this work. The more I put makeup onto her, the less I liked her. It ended in some really heavy eyes that, yeah, stared right into your soul, I think. So I decided to start from scratch with a clear surface again. So, yeah, that was this. This time I took out, yeah, it is originally, or it was originally a Q-tip thing, but the cotton at the end was destroyed, so I used it more or less like a toothpick or like a pencil and scratched the pigment from the eyeliner and slapped it onto the doll. This was quite a process. It took insanely long, but it looked quite nice in the end. I thought, yeah, this we are onto something. And so I kept working on her. And because I learned my lesson from the first attempt, I didn't use that much of eyeshadow for her face, for the contouring, and that turned out quite well too. So, in the end, after she had her brown eye color, because let's face it, the only other option would have been red, and let's say red eyes could look a little bit demonic. Um, yeah, I was quite happy with her. But you will see it when I'm done. I just cheated a little bit in the end and used one of my watercolor pens because I thought she needs this little white spark in her eyes. And then I found some fake lashes I had laying around and used them for the lashes, of course. And I think her eyes looked a lot better without lashes because now you can't see anything again. But I slapped them on anyway, and now you don't really see a lot of her eyes. But I still think she is quite cute, and for using only makeup, I'm okay with her. And then it was finally time to remove the plastic and do something with her hair. And I had already decided to make it into, two braids, or two twists at the head, and that you have the fullness more in the back. Because I thought with this embroidery thread, it looked a little bit like, rastas. I don't know how they are called in English. Braids. Yes, a lot of tiny braids without braids. I think you know what I mean. And so I thought it would look quite nice to do the hair this way. And now you can see that I didn't even made all the hats with the embroidery thread because it would have been a little bit too much hair. But the braids cover it up anyway, so everything is fine. Wise lessons you can learn from me. If you do any mistakes, just cover them up. It's fine, no one will notice. When I found out that I had to use plastic, I thought, yeah, today I can sew it. Yeah, it didn't work. And in the end, I just glued it on with some tape. And after that was done, I put the hat back on. And for the decorations, we had the fake flowers. So I glued them on with hot glue, and I glued on a lot of them. I destroyed the neck pack. I tried to repair it and just put some flowers over it, which is again totally in the style of what I said earlier. If you make mistakes, just cover them up. Nobody will notice. I'm so strange sometimes. And with the flowers on her, she was finished, and I was quite happy to never have to see her again. I have to admit, she is quite cute. I don't really like the dress because it's a bit too plain and a bit too simple for my likings, but I really like the hairstyle and the effect the embroidery thread has on her. And though she is mainly pink and green, I think she works quite well. What I have to say about the makeup is it is nice. It can be used if you don't have anything else, but I still prefer my chalk pastels and watercolor pencils. So I hope you enjoyed her and my attempt of working with a new video program. It was a bit tricky, but I will try to use it more often just to make the videos a little bit more interesting. So have a nice time, and we will see us next time. Bye.